What if everything you thought was real was on the verge of collapsing? What if the fabric of reality itself was shifting right now without most even realizing it? February's moon is no ordinary event. It is a cosmic trigger, a force designed to shake the unseen realms and alter the very energy that surrounds us. This isn't a theory, it's already happening. A pulse is building, an invisible yet undeniable shift that will ripple through the consciousness of those who are awake enough to feel it. Some will experience a deep sense of clarity, an inner knowing that something monumental is unfolding. Others, unaware of the signs, will find themselves lost in confusion, unable to grasp why everything suddenly feels different. But make no mistake, this moment is not random. It is a message, a warning, and a doorway all in one. By the time the sun rises, the choice will already be made. Step into this new reality or remain trapped in the fading illusions of the old. Are you ready for a change? Drop a comment. I am ready to affirm your alignment with this shift. Before we dive in, I have a small request. This message is meant to reach those who need it, but it won't unless you help spread it. If this resonates with you, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. The ancient warning that led to mysterious disappearances. A rare cosmic event is unfolding right before us, and with it comes a deep, unexplained pull, a resonance in the air that we cannot ignore. The patterns of the moon are not random, and they are not just celestial movements to mark time. They have meaning that stretches beyond the reach of our understanding. For centuries, these patterns were dismissed, unnoticed, perhaps even ignored. Yet now, something is stirring. It is as if a forgotten warning, a message wrapped in the very fabric of the moon's orbit, has begun to resurface. In the wake of certain lunar alignments in the past, we've seen mysterious disappearances, events so bizarre and unexplainable that they seem to defy all logic. These were not just the loss of life, but entire civilizations vanishing, almost as if the Earth itself had decided to wipe them from existence. The people, the culture, the achievements, everything was erased, as though a hidden hand swept through the ages, erasing what had come before, leaving only faint traces of something that was once great. It wasn't just the absence of a civilization, but the suddenness of it. The way it was as though they had never been there at all. A cosmic erasure, felt only by the few who could truly see the subtle threads of the universe. Now, as we approach this rare lunar alignment, there is a strange sense of déjà vu, as though the very air itself carries a warning, a message that humanity has missed before. Are we seeing the same signs? Is history repeating itself? It's not just coincidence that strange anomalies and disruptions are starting to surface in both nature and the fabric of human consciousness. Something is on the edge of becoming visible. Something that has always been there, but only now is beginning to make sense. These alignments carry more weight than we understand, and they awaken forces that stir the very foundation of our lives. The moon, like an ancient clock, has ticked its way to this moment, and those who are paying attention can feel the pulse of the warning. The past is littered with peculiar, unexplained discoveries, artifacts, symbols, structures, and texts that hint at something greater but remain just beyond our grasp. These discoveries are like pieces of a puzzle scattered across the world, half buried, waiting for someone to piece them together. They speak of a deeper knowledge, one tied to the moon and its cycles, ancient prophecies written long before we could comprehend their meaning. Archaeologists have unearthed strange items, inscriptions, and carvings that speak of a time when the moon was seen as more than just a satellite, more than just a source of light in the night sky. These prophecies, now recognized as foretelling something profound, were dismissed for generations, laughed at perhaps as superstition or myth. But now, with each new discovery, we are beginning to realize that the symbols and signs were speaking of something much more real than anyone imagined. It's easy to dismiss such findings, to brush them off as coincidence. But when patterns start to emerge, it's harder to ignore. A hidden, almost invisible thread runs through these ancient warnings, a thread that connects them all. They speak of a transformation, a shift, a divide that occurs when the moon reaches certain alignments. We are about to enter one of those rare, fateful alignments again, and this time, the universe is drawing our attention to it. The warning was there, buried in ancient stone, in forgotten texts and coded symbols, but we were too distracted, too busy with our own affairs, to listen. Now, the message is growing louder, echoing through the silence of space and time. It's not just the moon, it's everything that is tied to it. The tides, the rhythm of nature, the movements of stars. It's a cosmic map, and it's showing us something we must face. Embedded in these prophecies is a deep symbol, one that was once ignored, brushed aside as insignificant or irrelevant. Yet those who knew its importance saw it as the key to understanding the mysteries of existence. This symbol is not like any ordinary icon. It's alive in the sense that it pulses with energy, resonating at a frequency that aligns with the universe's deeper forces. And while most have looked past it, it has never disappeared. It waits quietly in the shadows of our perception, urging us to look closer. The symbol represents a bifurcation, a splitting of paths, a separation of those who are ready to move forward and those who remain trapped in the illusion of the old world. It is no longer hidden. It is here, and it is active, drawing those who are tuned into its frequency, into its powerful pull. The reality of this moment is unsettling, as it suggests that the decisions we make now will reverberate through the very fabric of our lives. The energy of the moon will affect more than just the tides or the visible world. It will ripple into our consciousness, causing shifts that can't be explained by science alone. People will experience something beyond the physical, something energetic, as if their very being is being pulled in two directions. It's a split, not just in the earth, but in the heart of humanity. We stand on the threshold of a great divide, where some will embrace the awakening and others will turn away, unaware of what they are missing. This is why this moment is so critical. It is not a coincidence that this prophecy has resurfaced now. The hidden symbol, the ancient warning, the disappearances, all these things point to a critical juncture. There is no escape from this moment. It is inevitable. And whether we choose to heed the call of the moon or not, it will happen. The question now is not whether the transformation will take place, but whether we are ready to embrace it or allow it to pass us by as we continue down the same path that has led to countless lost opportunities in the past. The 4 stages of the prophecy unfolding before tomorrow. In the quiet moments before change, there is always a shift, a small unnoticed ripple that carries immense power, like the first tremors of an earthquake felt long before the ground begins to crack. The beginning of this prophecy is no different. The magnetic shift begins slowly, like the pull of the moon on the tides. It is an unseen force that starts to stir beneath the surface, affecting things we often overlook: our energy, our bodies, and even the systems around us. At first, it manifests in small, unexplainable ways, a sudden wave of fatigue, as if your body has suddenly become a battery running low, or a strange dizziness that seems to come out of nowhere, pulling your mind and body in different directions. It is not just your own energy being drained. It's as if the world itself is undergoing a recalibration. Electrical malfunctions will occur with strange frequency, like the humming of a machine suddenly breaking down in the middle of its task. These disruptions are not random. They are part of a larger pattern, an energetic realignment taking place in our very surroundings. The magnetic field that holds everything together is beginning to flicker, like the faint glow of a distant star that seems to pulse and grow dim. This is the first stage, an invitation to pay attention to the unseen and recognize that the energy around us is not as stable as it once seemed. The veil cracks, stage 2, will feel like waking up from a long dream. You might suddenly feel like a stranger in your own life, as if you no longer fit into the patterns of reality you once knew. There will be an overwhelming urge, almost like a magnetic force, to break free from the restrictions of the present. The fabric of your daily existence will seem thin, stretched, and fragile. It will feel like the walls that once defined your life are starting to crumble, and you may no longer feel as tethered to your old world. The things you once found comfort in, the routines and beliefs you held dear, will no longer offer the same sense of fulfillment. It is as if the chains that kept you bound to the ordinary are loosening, and a thirst for freedom begins to rise from deep within. The desire for something different, something greater, will pull at your soul, like a leaf being carried away by the wind. It won't be a violent rebellion, but rather a quiet awakening to the possibility that the life you are living no longer serves your higher purpose. The veil between worlds will grow thinner, and you will feel the tug of something beyond the physical, an undeniable invitation to break free from the patterns of the past. In the third stage, the lunar gate opens. A powerful choice will emerge, like a door swinging wide, revealing paths leading into the unknown. This is no simple decision. It is a moment that will divide time itself. A portal will open, revealing two distinct timelines, like two parallel rivers running alongside each other. One will be clouded by fear, uncertainty, and confusion, a path that leads deeper into the shadows, where the known world is crumbling under the weight of doubt and chaos. The other will offer clarity, a path illuminated by a quiet understanding and a renewed sense of purpose. The choice won't be easy. It never is. Fear will be a constant companion, urging you to remain where it's safe, where the known world continues to turn in predictable patterns. Yet, this moment will ask you to choose fear or clarity, illusion or truth, darkness or light. The stakes are high, for the portal is not just a symbolic shift. It is a gateway that divides the paths of human experience, and depending on the choice you make, your reality will be altered in profound ways. The door to clarity might seem far off, like a faint light at the end of a tunnel, but the path through the veil is only clear for those willing to walk through it, shedding the old fears and attachments that have held them captive. The final stage, the unseen hand, will feel like the closing of a chapter just before the dawn. It is a quiet, almost imperceptible event, but it will carry with it the power to change everything. This event, just before the first light of morning, will decide the reality you wake up in. It will not be loud, not dramatic, but it will be deeply transformative, like the silent unfolding of a flower that only blooms at night, unseen by the world, until it opens in full. This event will appear as if from nowhere, an unseen force nudging you, guiding you, pulling you in the direction of your true purpose. It won't announce itself, and you won't see it coming. But once it happens, it will be clear. It will be like an invisible hand, gently guiding you in the direction you need to go, steering your life toward a new horizon. The reality you wake up in after this event will feel different, not in an overwhelming way, but in subtle shifts, the feeling of having crossed over, like a bridge from one world to another. This is the final test, a quiet yet powerful moment that will solidify the choice you've made during the lunar gate. The 4 stages of this unfolding prophecy are not isolated events, but rather interconnected steps, each one a necessary progression toward the shift in reality that is about to take place. Like the changing phases of the moon, each stage carries its own energy, its own lessons, and its own transformation. They are all leading to a single point, a turning of the wheel that will bring about a profound change, not just for the individual, but for the collective consciousness of humanity. The stages will unfold, not with a single dramatic event, but through a series of smaller shifts and realizations that will gradually build toward the ultimate decision. Will you step into the new world, or will you remain behind? Each stage is an invitation to pay attention, to wake up, and to recognize the invisible forces that are guiding us towards something much greater than we can yet understand. The journey is unfolding now, and soon the world we know will no longer be the same. What must not be done? During this lunar prophecy, there are moments in time when the universe sends out a signal, a quiet, unseen whisper that resonates through everything, from the stars in the sky to the ground beneath our feet. These moments demand our awareness, our presence, and our ability to act with intention. However, there are also things to avoid in order to align with the powerful shifts happening around us. The lunar prophecy unfolding before us comes with warnings that must not be ignored, as they hold the key to navigating the transformation successfully. In this pivotal time, there are specific actions to avoid, for doing so could disrupt the subtle energies that are at work in ways we may not fully understand. One of the first things to avoid is staring at reflections, specifically mirrors. During this lunar event, mirrors will no longer serve as mere reflective surfaces. They will twist and distort the truth, showing you things that are not real, like a foggy window that obscures the view instead of revealing it. The reflections will be like the mirror images in a dream, shifting and morphing in ways that seem unsettling, as if reality itself is bending, playing tricks on your perception. Mirrors will not show what you expect tonight. If you stand in front of one, expecting clarity, you might instead find confusion, disorientation, or a strange feeling that what you're seeing is not quite right. It's not that the mirror is broken, it's the energetic shift around it that alters what you see. What is happening is beyond the surface. Mirrors during this prophecy act as a trap for the mind, a distraction that leads you away from your true path. This distortion is a warning in itself, urging you not to rely on external reflections, but to instead trust your inner vision and intuition. Another important warning is to avoid making binding commitments during this time. Decisions made in this window of transformation will carry energetic contracts that may not be immediately apparent, but will affect your life for much longer than you expect. Think of these commitments as seeds planted in the ground. While they may appear small and harmless at first, they can grow into something much larger, altering the course of your journey. This is not the time to sign agreements, start relationships, or tie yourself to promises that could entangle your energy in ways you cannot foresee. The energy of this moon is about free will, and the moment you bind yourself to a commitment, you may find your freedom slipping away, even if the decision seems minor at the time. Like the ink drying on a contract that can't be undone, the choices made under the lunar influence will imprint on your life's path in ways you may not have the clarity to understand just yet. The pull to make promises will be strong, but resisting this urge will protect you from unknowingly locking yourself into energetic chains that limit your potential. The next pitfall to avoid is resisting the pull of nostalgia. Nostalgia can feel comforting, like a warm blanket that wraps around you on a cold night. However, this moon is testing your connection to the past and the future, asking you to confront whether you belong in yesterday's world or the one that is unfolding before you. Nostalgia pulls you backward, feeding you memories of what was, but this is not the time to dwell on what has already passed. The moon is asking you to look forward, to embrace the unknown, and to let go of any ties to the past that might be keeping you from stepping into a new chapter. Think of the past as an old book. You can only learn so much from reading the same pages over and over again. To truly move forward, you must put that book down and allow yourself to step into the new story that is being written before you. The moon's energy will pull at your heartstrings, urging you to revisit old habits, relationships, and memories, but resist the temptation to go back. The future is waiting, and by staying rooted in the past, you risk missing the opportunity to evolve. Strange animal behavior is another sign that must not be ignored. Animals are deeply connected to the earth and its energetic rhythms, and during this prophecy, they may start behaving unusually. You might see animals acting in ways that are out of character, dogs barking at nothing, birds flying erratically, or creatures behaving in patterns that seem to defy natural instincts. These behaviors are not random. Animals are highly attuned to energies that we often overlook, and when they behave strangely, it's like a silent alarm going off. Nature itself is trying to warn us of something beyond human perception. The strange animal behavior signals that a shift is occurring that we cannot yet see with our human eyes. These signs are messages that we must be aware of and heed, for they are often pointing towards something beyond our comprehension. The animals are alerting us to an energetic shift that is unfolding, and ignoring their behavior would be like ignoring a faint whisper when you know you should be listening closely. Nature, in all its forms, is a mirror to the changes in the cosmos, and in this moment, its language is one of urgency. Lastly, do not sleep before a specific hour, for the exact time of the shift matters more than you can imagine. The timing of the lunar event is crucial, like a carefully timed clock ticking down to the final moment. Missing the right moment to be awake means missing the transformation. This moment, when the energies align, will carry with it an immense power, and if you are asleep or unaware when it happens, you risk missing the opportunity to fully embrace the transformation. The energy of the shift is like a fleeting wave in the ocean, one that only comes once and is gone before you know it. If you allow yourself to sleep before the moment, you might wake up in a reality that has already shifted without you. Like a fleeting glimpse of a comet, this moment is brief, and it demands your presence. The hour is not arbitrary. It is connected to the celestial rhythms, to the cosmic heartbeat that synchronizes with the earth itself. The timing of your awareness will determine the depth of your transformation. In this time of cosmic awakening, it is important to remain grounded and vigilant. There are things that must be avoided in order to fully align with the shifts that are unfolding, for each misstep could send you further away from the clarity and transformation awaiting you. These warnings are not to instill fear, but to guide you along the path of the prophecy, so that you may emerge from this lunar event stronger, wiser, and more connected to the truth of what is unfolding around us. The energy of the moon is powerful, but so are you. When you move with intention, when you heed the signs, you align yourself with the divine flow that is reshaping our reality. How to receive the prophecy and align with the universe. As the night approaches and the cosmic energies begin to gather, there are specific actions you can take to ensure you're fully aligned with the prophecy unfolding before you. The universe speaks in subtle, profound ways, and to receive its message, you must quiet the noise around you and tune into the deep frequencies of the world within and beyond. The steps that follow will guide you through this powerful alignment, helping you become a vessel for the energies that are about to reshape reality. The first step is simple yet crucial. Sit in complete silence for 10 minutes before midnight. It may sound easy, but the true challenge lies in quieting your mind, especially in a world filled with constant distractions. This silence is not just the absence of sound, it's the space where you reconnect with your inner self. Think of it as clearing the fog from a mirror. In silence, you give yourself the opportunity to let go of mental chatter, worries, and the distractions that cloud your perception. When you sit in stillness, you create a space for the universe to speak directly to you, undisturbed. This is when the message arrives, the message that holds the key to your alignment. Just as the calm before a storm carries an energy that precedes the shift, the silence holds the frequency of what is about to unfold. During this time, let yourself feel the pulse of your own heart and the rhythm of the universe. Feel the stillness penetrate your being, allowing your senses to heighten and become attuned to the invisible energies around you. The next step is to write down any repeating numbers or symbols you notice. These symbols and numbers are not just random, they are your personal code for the shift. The universe communicates through patterns, and these signs are like breadcrumbs along your path, guiding you to the next step of your spiritual journey. Just as a map uses symbols to point you to a destination, the numbers and symbols you encounter act as cosmic markers that direct you to a deeper understanding of the transformation underway. You may notice numbers appearing in sequences like 111, 333, or 444, or symbols that seem to catch your eye wherever you go. These are not coincidences. Each repeating number and symbol carries a unique message, tailored to your specific journey. The more you pay attention to these patterns, the clearer the message will become. These codes are your personal connection to the unfolding prophecy, and by documenting them, you keep track of the clues that will help you understand the significance of the energy shift. Next, meditate under the moonlight with an open mind. There's something profoundly powerful about meditating beneath the moon. The moonlight has the ability to open doorways in your consciousness, creating a space for deep insights and visions to emerge. As you sit quietly in the presence of the moon, imagine its light bathing you, cleansing your mind and body of any blockages that prevent you from receiving divine wisdom. This isn't just meditation in the traditional sense. It's an invitation to connect with the moon's energy and allow it to guide you. The moonlight serves as a bridge, a direct connection between the earthly realm and the spiritual realm. Allow yourself to become a channel for whatever messages the universe wishes to impart. Keep your mind open and free of expectation, because the insights you receive may come in unexpected ways, perhaps through a vivid vision, a sudden knowing, or an overwhelming sense of clarity. The key is to trust the process and remain open to whatever arises. This moment under the moon can offer the clarity needed to align with your highest potential. One of the most important aspects of receiving the prophecy is to trust your intuition over external distractions. In a world full of noise, opinions, and distractions, it's easy to look outward for answers. But tonight, the answers lie within you. Your intuition, that quiet voice that speaks from the depths of your soul, holds the wisdom you need to navigate the unfolding energies. It's like an inner compass, always pointing you in the right direction, even when the external world seems chaotic. This is the time to tune in to that inner guidance, trusting that it will lead you to the truth. The universe's message is often subtle and personal, so relying on external sources or seeking validation from others may only muddy the waters. The wisdom you need is already inside of you, waiting to be acknowledged. Trusting your intuition is like stepping into the flow of a river. You don't fight the current, you let it guide you. This is the time to follow your inner wisdom, even if it doesn't align with the expectations or advice of others. The universe is speaking directly to you through your intuition, and it is through this inner knowing that you will find the clarity needed to align with the prophecy. Finally, mark this moment in your timeline. The shifts you are about to experience are not fleeting. They will have a lasting impact on your life and your journey. This is the night when everything subtly yet permanently changes. Like the turning of a page in a book, this moment will mark the beginning of a new chapter. By acknowledging this moment, you acknowledge the significance of the prophecy and the transformation it brings. It's easy to get swept up in the moment and forget its importance, but by taking a moment to reflect on it, you anchor its energy into your life. It could be as simple as writing down the date and time in your journal, or marking the occasion in some other meaningful way. This act of marking the moment is like planting a seed. It ensures that the transformation is anchored in your awareness and consciousness. As the days and weeks unfold, you'll look back at this moment and recognize it as the pivotal point where everything began to shift. By marking it, you give it power, and you allow yourself to fully embrace the unfolding change. Each of these steps is a deliberate act of receiving and aligning with the cosmic energies that are reshaping reality. The prophecy is not something that will happen to you. It is something that you must actively participate in. As you sit in silence, observe the signs, meditate under the moonlight, trust your intuition, and mark this moment. You are not just observing the transformation. You are becoming a part of it. You are aligning yourself with the universe, allowing its wisdom and energy to flow through you, guiding you to your highest potential. This is the moment to step into the flow of divine energy, to embrace the shift, and to become an active participant in the unfolding prophecy. As the Earth moves through its cosmic evolution, a shift is occurring in the very fabric of reality. This shift is often referred to as the transition from the third dimension, 3D, to the fifth dimension, 5D, a process that will profoundly affect not only our physical world, but also our spiritual and energetic existence. The transition to 5D represents a move from world of separation, fear, and density to one of unity, love, and higher consciousness. This change isn't just about what you see with your eyes. It's about how you perceive the world around you, how you engage with others, and how you align with the energy of the universe. In the 3D world, everything is governed by the laws of materialism, and much of our experience is driven by the ego. We often see ourselves as separate from others, living in a world of duality, right versus wrong, good versus bad. It's a world where fear, competition, and survival instincts dominate much of our thinking and actions. However, in the 5D reality, there is a deep understanding that everything is connected. Time and space lose their rigid structure, and the boundaries that once defined us as separate beings begin to dissolve. 5D is about living in the present moment, in full awareness of the interconnectedness of all things. It's a realm of unconditional love, where empathy, compassion, and understanding reign supreme. As this transition begins to unfold, many people are starting to feel the pull toward this new way of being. One of the most noticeable shifts that people may experience as they approach 5D is a deep sense of inner peace. In a world driven by the chaos of the material realm, it's easy to become caught up in worry and anxiety. However, in 5D, this constant state of mental turbulence is replaced by a sense of tranquility. It's as though the mind is no longer a battleground between past memories and future concerns. Instead, it becomes a vessel of clarity, able to perceive reality without judgment or fear. The shift into this peaceful state can feel almost like waking up from a long, unsettling dream, an awakening into a more harmonious existence where everything flows effortlessly. Another key aspect of the 5D shift is the activation of higher consciousness. As we transition from 3D to 5D, many people begin to experience what can be described as moments of spiritual awakening, times when the veil of illusion lifts and they see the world for what it truly is. In 5D, consciousness expands beyond the limitations of the ego. You begin to perceive life not through the lens of personal gain or loss, but through the eyes of your higher self. This higher consciousness is not based on logic alone, but on intuition, inner knowing, and a deeper connection to the energies of the universe. As this shift occurs, people may find themselves becoming more attuned to their intuitive guidance, trusting their instincts more fully, and experiencing an inner knowing that feels more real and more grounded than anything they've felt before. One of the most significant aspects of the 5D transition is the activation of the heart chakra. In the 3D world, people often live from the head, rational, logical, and detached from the heart. However, in 5D, the heart becomes the guiding force of our actions. The heart chakra opens to a deeper sense of love, compassion, and empathy, not just for others, but for oneself as well. This shift is about moving away from the fear-driven responses of 3D living and embracing a way of life where love and kindness are the primary motivators. In 5D, we no longer feel the need to compete or compare ourselves with others because we understand that we are all one, part of the same collective soul. Living from the heart in this way allows us to heal from old wounds, release limiting beliefs, and step into a more authentic, loving version of ourselves. Physically, the shift to 5D may also manifest as an increase in sensitivity to energy. Many people who are in the process of transitioning to 5D may experience heightened awareness of the energy around them. This can show up in various ways, becoming more attuned to the energy of people, places, and situations. You may begin to feel deeply impacted by certain environments or individuals, especially if their energy is in disharmony with your own. This is a natural part of the process of aligning with 5D energy. As you become more sensitive to energy, it becomes easier to discern what feels right for you and what does not, and you start to naturally gravitate toward people and situations that support your highest good. Finally, the shift to 5D also involves the reawakening of spiritual gifts. As the veil between the physical and spiritual realms becomes thinner, many people begin to experience heightened psychic abilities, such as clairvoyance, telepathy, or the ability to heal with energy. These abilities are not just for a select few. They are available to all who are open to them. The transition to 5D is an invitation to remember who you truly are, to reconnect with your divine essence, and to step into your full spiritual power. The more you align with the energies of 5D, the more you will begin to notice these gifts awakening within you. This transition to 5D is not something that happens overnight. It is a gradual process, one that takes place over time as we shed the old paradigms of 3D living and embrace a new way of being. But as this shift unfolds, it becomes clearer that we are no longer on a linear path. Instead, we are moving toward an expansive, timeless reality. It's like being given the opportunity to step into a new dimension, one that is filled with possibilities, growth, and profound connection. As the energies of 5D continue to increase, it is up to each of us to decide how we will respond, whether we will resist the change or embrace it with open arms, trusting that this shift is part of a larger cosmic plan to awaken humanity to its true potential. In embracing 5D, we align with the universe's blueprint for a new Earth, a world where love, light, and unity reign supreme, and where every individual is free to live in harmony with themselves, others, and the planet. If this message resonated with you, and you feel the shift happening within, it's time to act. Trust in your intuition and step forward with purpose. Share this message with others who are awakening, and let's spread the light together. If you're ready to align with the energies of the universe and continue this journey, hit the like button, share this video, and make sure you're subscribed for more insights that will guide you through this transformation. Together, we're stepping into a new reality, and your support helps keep this channel alive and growing. Leave a comment below and let me know how you're feeling as this powerful energy unfolds. Your voice matters in this moment. Let's rise, awaken, and align with the universe's plan together.